Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for seeing me today.
Sure. What would you like to talk about today?
Um, well, primarily, as you know, I just started college recently, and I just feel like it's kind of been really a lot more difficult than I thought. I feel really overwhelmed, really like I think I'm falling behind in my classes because I can't like keep track of my assignments and I'm too overwhelmed to even like think about it. So I just am like feeling really down. I'm falling behind and like I'm starting to think maybe college isn't for me.
Mhm. So why would you say you're overwhelmed? Is it just the assignments or is it just college in general, like the whole aspect of college? Is it just homework?
I think mainly just like the academic aspects. I think keeping up with the homework in high school, I used to never really have to worry about like knowing what was due because our teachers would tell us every day. But now I feel like I'm especially like in COVID, like virtually doing everything is really hard. So I've been like struggling to like keep up with everything because I just don't know what's due and I don't know how to navigate everything. And like I'm overwhelmed just even thinking about it.
Okay. So would you say that school is important to you?
Yeah, I mean, I want to be here. I just think that it's like really hard, a lot harder than I thought it would be. And so like I just get like super overwhelmed as soon as like I start thinking about it.
Mhm. All right. So what is, I guess that mean to you? Like, what does you feeling overwhelmed mean?
Um, I get really in my head and like really like anxious about it. Like every time I think about class, I get really anxious in my head and then I start thinking like, well, if I can't even like keep a handle on my assignments, like should I even be at college?
So it sounds like you're very self-aware of like you when you when you know you're overwhelmed. So going forward, what do you want to happen? Like what is your focus? Like what are you trying to get out of this session?
I'd like to figure out a way to like not be so overwhelmed. So I'd like to figure out like a system for kind of getting back to where I was in high school, where I wasn't like worrying about it. I knew it was due, I knew what I had going on. So I'd like to figure out how to get back to that place and not feel so like underwater, like I don't belong here.
So tell me some things that you've been doing to just help with your overwhelming right now.
I haven't really been doing a lot. As soon as I like start thinking about it, I just kind of like shut down. And then I like will be like, well, I didn't even do anything last week. So doing like even starting this week is like too much. Like I don't know where to start, I guess. So it hasn't really been very like easy for me to figure out anything.
Mhm. So when you don't do anything, how does that affect you?
It makes me, it's like a vicious cycle. It makes me even more like overwhelmed. And then I have to think about like all the stuff I didn't do the week before and then how not doing anything this week is going to affect next week.
Okay. So would how would I guess what can we do in this session that'll help you implement your goals? Like, do you need like a solid structured plan or do you?
I think, yeah, I think a solid structured plan would be what would be best for me because that's what works in high school. I just like always had someone talking to me and telling me, and I was able to write stuff down in my planner. And I think developing something like that would be helpful.
Okay. So currently you want to be in school, you
Mm-hmm.
want to do this, but when you start to feel overwhelmed, you just kind of step back and just like you feel like your progress is not going forward. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So it sounds like you're very self-aware, which is great. However, moving forward, do you think that you would benefit in our sessions if we focus on forming a solid structure plan for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, I think so.
is that something you're willing to do?
Yeah, I think that would be. what would be most helpful.
Okay. So is there like any time during the week where you have some time to yourself where you can just like write down what's due for the week?
Yeah, I think Sunday afternoons, Sunday nights, I could probably like look at my syllabi and just like figure out what I have to do, because it's like too overwhelming to think about the whole semester, but just like maybe just for the week would be helpful.
Okay. So let's do that. Let's start implementing this plan. And then throughout the next few weeks, you know, we can work on it, see what's not working, what does work. That sound great?
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Okay, so let's kind of recap here. So our focus of this session was school and how you feel overwhelmed when you feel like you don't know your assignments or what's due. And then our overall goal is to find a structured solid plan for you, which you to implement on Sunday nights. So you can plan out your week and just go from there and see what works and what doesn't work. Is that sound good?
Yeah, I think that sounds like something I could start with. Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of homework. So within the next few weeks, every Sunday night, I want you to just write out your week, and then I'll follow up with you on our next session, and then we'll just go from there. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah, thank
cool.
you. That makes me feel
Mhm.
better. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.